2 years ago as part of like slop month for after Final Shape, because I wanted to take a break and I was like, let's slop it up. It's time to slop. And we are yet again in our slop era. So we're going to do the tier list again. Now that's the final update. And then I want to go back and compare it to the previous tier list to see how things have changed or if my attitude has changed. One thing I'm also going to say is some of these weapons in the past did not have catalysts, and now they do. I have not gotten every single catalyst, nor have I leveled every single catalyst of the new ones, although I do have most of them. So if I don't have a lot of experience with the catalyst, I might have to lean on y'all to really like help lock in where some of these should be. This is also going to be PvE. It is a PvE tier list, okay? I'm not doing any PvP, anything. I'm done with the PvP. Go talk to literally anybody else for the PvP exotic weapon tier list, okay? We start at the top. We're going, I think this is alphabetical order, Ace of Spades. I'm pretty sure that I put this in the A rank last time, and I think it is just eternally an A rank weapon in PvE. I think you can maybe argue for it coming down to B because so many primaries have gotten like pretty good, but over the course of the game's life, this has always been like a pretty strong weapon, just as like a solid workhorse weapon. But if you want something a little more specialized, you can get something that's more specialized. Am I considering the catalyst for Ace of Spades? Yeah. I think you can bring it down to B. I think that is within reason to do because a lot of stuff has kind of power crept it, and it's just like right now a stronger than average, like legendary hand cannon workhorse kind of weapon. I feel like I would just never use in PvE since it's taken the exotic slot. Right, but like it's still like a good weapon. It's just the game has changed. Even since 2 years ago, I feel like the game has kind of changed. But it does kind of feel power crept, especially with like the state of build crafting nowadays. So also, I'm going to keep this like moving. We have 120 something weapons to cover, so we're going to keep it moving. Anarchy at one point was like literally the greatest weapon of all time. At another point, it's been completely garbage tier. Truthfully, I am not exactly sure where it lands at this exact moment in time, but I do think it's at least higher than it is lower. A lot of the DPS meta right now feels like it's Truth, it's 1K, it's maybe even Queen Breaker. I just have not used Anarchy in a minute. So like personally, I'd be putting it at B, but a lot of y'all are saying A, and I'm inclined to just give you this because I just haven't touched it in a while. But I know it got some buffs. You know, it got buffs in the most recent patch where it like lasts longer. And yeah, it also has a catalyst. So I'm willing to defer to you guys. I just haven't touched it in a minute, and it's not really in any of the builds that I am running. But I know people have been running Salvage's Salvo with what was it, Trickle Charge and Reaper's Tithe with like a Rally Barricade, and you just spam a couple of those. I know that's been good damage. So we'll leave it there. Arbalest I know got some adjustments as well, but like especially now, I think this weapon has just been completely power crept out of the game. Arbalest, increased damage versus champions by 33%. The main point of this weapon was to like rip anti-barrier shields, and there was a time where you could argue that this was like one of the greatest weapons in the game for what it did. Nowadays, bro, you can use so many things to just dumpster a lot of these anti-barrier shields and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I'm not putting it in garbage because it's at least serviceable, but like it has no more relevance. The Juge, I'm kind of feeling a B on the Juge. Kind of feeling like maybe even, I don't know. It does give you a lot of super energy. It's like a decent workhorse weapon that can feed you some extra super energy, but like you would need to focus it in a build that was purely about getting as much super energy as possible. But then there's other builds out there that allow you to get a ton of super energy without the need for bad juju. Yeah, its most recent buff was making that Thrall explosion a lot more common. I'm still kind of putting it like it's a decent workhorse weapon, and that's about it. I mean, I like it, but it's just power crept. Black Talon? I know this got something. This might be garbage. This might be garbage. No, it's old technology. Let me at least give it the due diligence of like clicking on it and hovering over what the hell it does, just to make sure. Community insight. Due to an unresolved bug, this catalyst does not function. According to Destiny Item Manager? Okay. I mean, if that doesn't lock it into garbage, I do not know what does. Next, Borealis. Historically been more like Snorrealis. Its catalyst is kind of whatever. Temporarily increase damage when you apply or gain an elemental buff or debuff that matches the weapon's damage type. It's also either D or garbage. Would I rather... I'm trying to frame it of like, would I rather use Borealis or Black Talon? I think I'd rather use Borealis. But like, now I'm like, would I rather use Arbalest or Borealis? Maybe this belongs down here. Because I would rather use Borealis than Arbalest. It's just outclassed. It's just outclassed. What happened recently that moved Arbalest from being good to being D? It no longer provides a function that is unique in the game. Cerberus +1 is the greatest weapon of all time. Cerberus +1 is, it's a novelty gun. I'm willing to give it D because I would rather use it than like a bunch of these weapons, but I am also subject to like moving it around. This is Danielle's favorite weapon. That's the most I'm willing to give it. Coldheart like maybe has the tiniest bit of life in an Arc Warlock build, but to be fair, Arc Warlock is like really good, but like I don't know if I could put it C. I like other things get the job done without being Coldheart. Like Warlock already has so many things working for it. Like it has so many good exotics. It has so many good weapons. And I know they made it like a little bit looser so like you don't lose the damage buff as quickly. I just put it in the middle. I just think it's very middle. Crimson. I don't know if it had a moment with Lucky Pants, but like, I don't know, it's pretty irrelevant. Lucky Pants straight ass now. Yeah, no, that I know. Well, maybe not ass, but like, kind of. I'm gonna leave this in garbage. I'm gonna leave it in garbage. Darcy. You know, they tried to make Darcy the G-horn of snipers. The problem is like, at this point in the game, we don't really have many boss fights where sniper is the meta. Isn't it usable with A499? It is, and that is a good weapon, but like there's not many strategies that revolve around like mass A499 usage. Like you could, right? You could do that, but is it better than just like throwing a bunch of truth rockets at something in the average piece of content? What's the hardest piece of content the average person is gonna be doing nowadays? Maybe 3 feet rating, and you definitely don't need it for that. So like, it does provide a service. It's just, I don't know if that service is needed anymore. And you could use it, but you could also use other things and it would be fine. There's like 5 feet, but not a lot of people doing it. Right, exactly. Like the average person is not, if you're doing 5 feet rating, you're already locked in on like what you should and should not be doing. The highest I'd be willing to go is D, but otherwise like the entire point of this weapon is to buff other snipers. And if you're not buffing other snipers, you might as well just use something else. I want to put it in D tier, but I think for most people, it's probably just, it would be garbage. I will leave it in D just because. Deathbringer. At one point was like technically the highest theoretical DPS that you could do on a target. How long ago was that? Literally forever ago. Might not be garbage, but like, when was the last time you used a Deathbringer, man? Cool idea for a gun. I think it's neat. It's just kind of inconsistent. Like, if you can get it to land, it still does a lot of damage. The problem is getting it to land. And then it just, like, takes a long time for all the damage to be dealt. And then by the time you're doing all that damage, like everybody else is just killing everything else in the field. Gotta leave it there. Div. Is it this Div? Div is kind of back to being good. Is it necessary for rating? No. Do I think a lot of normies think it's probably still necessary? Yeah, I think it depends on your loadout though. If you're using linear fusions, there's like almost no reason not to use it. Am I putting it in S tier personally? I'm not. Like, it's good, but it's not a desperation thing. It's not like so free that you should be running it every single time. But like, it's definitely nice to, like, I'm not gonna say no if someone takes it out. And I think for the average group, they're just gonna want it every time. But it's just not needed anymore, which is good. Ariana's Vow. I know they made this, like, they tried to make it a lot better. So they buffed it with Lucky Pants. That's the only thing I see in the patch. I don't think it's garbage, but I don't think of it as very high. And there are some like ignition-based things that you can do with this that could be fun, but like, there's also a lot of other ways to get ignition. I have a hard time doing anything other than D tier. I have never been a Fighting Lion enjoyer. I think I probably put this in garbage the last time I did the rankings. I know that there's a very dedicated fan base of this gun. I cannot tell you the last time I picked up a Fighting Lion, and a lot of people are gonna hit me, I'm sure, with some obscure tech. No Barrow Dyad. Oh, this list doesn't have Barrow Dyad. Unless it's down here. Oh, they didn't organize the rest of the guns. The tech isn't even obscure. If you don't use Fighting Lion, if you're not tapped into the Fighting Lion verse, it's obscure. Top DPS strat right now is Fighting Lion, Warmind, Cell plus crystals. How is the average person doing that though? I will defer to you guys then. I do not use this weapon. I have not used this weapon in a very long time. I am just not familiar with the experience. I'll give you a C. I think for a lot of people, this gun is near irrelevant. Graviton Lance. It's pretty good. Graviton Lance is pretty good. I know they nerfed it. They just like want you to be, more, I guess maybe not nerfed it. It was kind of like a lateral move. Rebalance the damage of the explosion to deal more damage up close and less damage farther away. It's like solid. I think I'm gonna bring Ace of Spades down. I might bring the Juge down as well. If this is like a B tier weapon, they cannot be in the same category as these. And if this is a C tier weapon, then these definitely cannot be in B tier. I think a lot of people still like this gun. This thing still like does really well. It's a solid gun. People like it. I think it's safe in B. What's not safe is Hard Light. Checking patch notes. Now has Redacted as a catalyst perk in addition to the stat increase. Slightly tweak the special reload activation and animation cancel timings to make it feel more snappy and responsive. Hard Light is B. I mean, like, it has what? The main thing is like it's unlimited range, right? It's not affected by range fall off, and that's convenient. Weapons is reload speed, handling, and aim down sight speed when you're amplified, radiant, or have devour. Moving on. Izanagi's Burden. At many points in its life, a incredible weapon. It's been definitely better than not better for most of its life. Am I putting it S tier? I don't know if I'm going S tier right now. Again, I'm trying to go off of today's stuff and like what my teams have been doing, what I've been hearing the average teams doing. Can you still do Izanagi swaps? Yeah, I think you can. Do I think the average person is going to go for Izanagi swaps for a damage setup if they're just running 3 feet at the most versus just spamming some truth rockets at something? Probably not. I would put it in A but like this thing can be as high as like A to S and as low as garbage if you are bad at using it at its like the way that you should be using it, right? If you're not good with like the reload cancels and setting up the shots and you know, making sure you're actually reloading the thing properly, this gun is only as good as you are as an operator to operate it. So for some people, if you know how to operate the thing, it's very, very good. If you don't know how to operate this thing, it might be one of the worst guns for you specifically. I'm going to assume that you actually know how to use the gun, so I will keep it up there. But it is a harder to use weapon than the average weapon. Jotun. I have not seen anybody use a Jotun in a very long time. It had like a couple of moments in the sun, you know, like a good artifact came around, maybe like a solar artifact came around, or like, you know, particle came around or something. I don't know if I'm gonna put it in garbage, but it cannot go above D tier. It absolutely cannot go above D tier. I think it's just got to stay D tier. I'm gonna keep it D tier. Yeah, I mean, like, can I just use a regular legendary? Like, I gotta be more objective. Can I just use a legendary fusion? Yes. Fine. Le Monarch. Le Monarch still kind of cooks with Arc Titan. It's still a very good setup. And it is overall just like a pretty good bow. Like, all the legendary bows or exotic bows are generally speaking like good. Where am I personally going with it? Am I going A tier? If I have the right setup for it, I could maybe see it being A tier. Globally, I feel like I'm going low B, right? If you can set up for it, Arc Titan, something like that, you're getting a lot of bolt charge, whatever. Okay. I think B is fair, and it looks like a lot of you agree. No way Le Monarch is B and Hardlight's garbage. I haven't seen a single person use Hardlight in years. Who are the Hardlight users? Stand up now if you use Hardlight. Hardlight has a permanent 30% buff with volatile orbs, and Hardlight has no fans. I'm dead. 2 people in YouTube chat, 1 person in Twitch chat. Everything, bro. Every like void weapon in the game now has like insane permanent boosts. For example, everything has a thing with something. Yeah, void is just insane. Void's insane right now, and it will be forever. Legend of Acreus. Legend of Acreus ping pongs between like being one of the greatest weapons in the game and the worst piece of crap that you've ever used. It really, like, in situations where it can pop off, it really pops off, but you need those hyper-specific scenarios. I mean, I guess they're not hyper-specific, but they're generally specific. Overall, right now, I do think it's a strong weapon, and I do think there are a lot of places to use it. Do I think it's quite A tier? I think A tier is pushing it, but I would hear arguments for it. I'm more of a B, but it can be as high as S, and it can be as low as garbage. I think B is a more overall, like, it's a strong weapon, and there are a lot more places to use it now than I think ever before. But like, maybe if a lot of raiding, like current day raiding had a lot of Legend of Acreus encounters, then I would click it up higher. Levy Breath. Levy Breath right now is a hunter, like pretty beastly gun. It was down here for a very long time. It was up here for, I think, like a short time. I don't know if it's S. I don't know if it's S. If you have the build for it, it's probably pretty high up there. If you're not on a hunter, it's definitely much lower. Because I know there's been a lot of Mobius Quiver tech coming out over the past couple of days. I'm going to date this video. We're recording it on July 16th. I would also say that you really want the catalyst for this thing, though. You gotta have the catalyst for this thing. You gotta. If you don't even talk to me until you have the catalyst. It do be staggering a lot of bosses. It do be staggering. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, if this is not an S tier weapon, where are we? Well, I mean, I guess like 1K right now is kind of an S tier weapon. Like, I'm just gonna throw 1K up there right now. Like, 1K is a god weapon. Is this on the same level? I think it's currently the best argument that you could make so far for an S. I'll put it up there. And if you're a hunter, it's definitely up here. Lord of Wolves. I used a little bit recently on the Stasis Titan, just kind of for fun, just to be like, hey, I haven't played with Lord of Wolves in a minute, and I think it is fine. I think it's fine. It can pump out some pretty crazy damage. Do I like it on the same tier as like an A tier? Not yet. I haven't really found the thing that would make me click it up to an A tier. If you wanted to, I would hear arguments for it. I think it's better than it is worse, but I think it's fine. Yeah, there were a couple times where it was up here, and then there's a couple times that it was down here. I think it's fine. Lumina, I know people like to LARP as like a support warlock with Lumina, and if you really know what you're doing and really know how to divvy out these buffs, it can be like nice to have, for sure. Is the average group doing the Lumina tech? Probably not, man. But like, it can be good. Just, it's like, how much do you need it? You know, best damage, but like, does that matter? For most people, they're gonna put it down here. For most people, they're gonna put it down here. If you know how to really maximize its potential, it can be really good, right? It's just, are those people doing that? And I think most people are not. But I'm never going to be sad if it's around. You know, if I have someone on my team who knows how to work it, I'm not going to be sad. But I think the average person is going to put it down here. If I were to like try to equalize everybody's opinion, it would probably go around here, but it can be up here. And I don't think we're ever gonna come to an agreement on this thing. Do people even use support frame autos? Someone used one on me 2 days ago. I remember. I'll leave it at C. How about that? Malfeasance had its moment in the sun. Nowadays, I feel like it is probably a bit middle. I feel like it could do like some decent damage. I'm kind of floating around like a low C. Merciless. Merciless. I don't know where this thing is right now. I know it can pump damage like crazy, but it's burning the candle at both ends. But I guess like that's the entire point of the gun, is like you just want to rip. You need to rip some damage, bro. You're throwing on Merciless, but that's its only purpose. Would I use this over a regular fusion in regular gameplay? No. Where are we using this nowadays? Where is this better served over something that's a little more generic that also gets the job done? Nez solo, get out. Get out of here. This is not for the solo Nez people. I'm not ranking something on solo Nez. Niche cases for low mans. Not really what I'm trying to focus on for this. It's good for the 3-man flawless. If you're trying to do 3-man flawless content, you don't need a tier list. You already know what the hell's going on. I think for most people in the average piece of content, they're going to say like D to garbage. Me personally, with how I am like playing the game and the things that I've been doing, I put it lower just because I'm not using it over a regular fusion rifle for regular gameplay, but I know that it can be good. So I have a tough time placing it somewhere because I'm trying to view the weapon as how it can be used, but also where it is being used, right? It's a specific territory where you want to use it, but I don't think a lot of people are in that territory. So let's equal it out and put it in C and call it a day. Mida multi-tool, I mean, brother, I don't care what the hell they were trying to do with this thing. They decreased PvE combatant kill requirement from 10 per modification to 7. So now you need 27 kills to require all modifications. This was already like a do nothing. It's a PvP gun. It's for PvE. First of all, it's a scout rifle, which you're already not using in PvE. And then like, move on. Monte Carlo. It's garbage. It's the gun that everyone goes to for like a melee damage setup because it restores melee energy. I am tired of using this gun personally, and I do think there are like increasingly more ways to restore your melee energy than having to use Monte Carlo. And I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but if I have to use Monte Carlo to restore my melee energy for my build to work, I don't know if I want to run that build. And I know like they made the catalyst like, you know, actually stab with the knife, and they put in all the work for the maybe they should have put in some time making this gun fun to use. I don't know. Yeah, and they just came out with Cull's Shadow, which is kind of doing the same thing. I am personally tired of it. I'm not going to put it in garbage because it does serve a use. But like, if I have to rely on Monte Carlo for my melee-based build, I don't think it's a build that I really want to run. Outbreak was S tier, and then they ripped off a lot of the super regen from it. I still want to go S tier with it. I still think it's a really good gun, man. It's just really good. I think it's still really good. If you wanted to go A because they nerfed the super energy regen, I would hear that. I would hear that. It's definitely not as like you don't just like lock this one in anymore. It's not as like brain dead to lock it in, but is it good like basically everywhere? Yeah. It's still good. I personally, I'm going to leave it in S. I'm making a Datto call here, but I hear you at A. Polaris Lance. This had like a moment somewhat recently. And by recently, I mean over like the past couple years. This was you grab this when like the artifact was really set up for it. That's the only time you really grabbed it in the past. That being said, I'm pretty much inclined to almost automatically garbage tier most scout rifles, if not all of them. This is a you have to be a scout rifle enjoyer weapon. With a bunch of the solar mods, maybe I would click it up to D, but scouts I just think are it does have the artifact perks. I will give it that. But you gotta be a scout rifle enjoyer or have like a really specific use case for it. And I think I'm gonna just call it there. I mean, I do think normies might be touching this more than the average person, just because like I feel like normies are a little more defensively natured, so they might want to be playing from a distance, and this does have solar-based artifact perks to work with. But personally, Prometheus Lens. Increased score stacks applied per trigger up to 20 from 10. I just still don't really want to run it. I don't want to run it. I don't want to use it. I really don't want to use it. I don't know. I think we could argue for a while about like what it can and can't do. I'm more than willing to just throw it in the garbage and move on personally. This is my personal. Rat King. The problem with Rat King is, do you judge it on its own merit, or do you judge it as a squad? And I think you judge it on its own merit. Finishing a reload within 6 seconds of a kill begins health regeneration. Reloading immediately after a kill grants a brief period of invisibility. I mean, I know like a lot of people would like that effect. Like that effect is right up Danielle's alley because she just likes to be invisible as much as possible. Realistically, are there a bazillion ways to go invisible? Yes. And then its whole shtick is that you have like 5 other people on a Rat King. So if you're doing that, then go nuts and have fun. But otherwise, by itself, I'm leaving it in the garbage. Risk Runner. Historically, IMO has been like a high B to low A weapon. It's just always been good. It's never been like, there's been some rare moments where it's been like one of the better things to pick. But I've also been hearing a lot that like Risk Runner right now is going somewhat crazy style. Yeah, now it's Chain Reaction as a catalyst perk in addition to the stat increase. I have heard that this has been going a bit crazy style. You get this, like, everyone just almost gets this automatically. You might as well just log into the game and this is in your inventory. And it's just a solid gun. It's a solid primary. Do I think it's, like, replaceable? Yeah. But, like, it's good, man. It's a good gun. And it's always been a good gun. So I would say, like, high B, low A. But having not used the catalyst with it yet, I can't personally judge it. You can self-proc Arc Conductor with Chain Reaction. Yeah, no, that's, yeah. It's good, man. It's good. Skyburner's Oath. What are we doing? Now it's Incandescent and Burning Ambition as catalyst perks in addition to stat increase. What are we doing, man? I don't know. If you like the power fantasy of this gun, have a great time. But it's not for me, man. Again, we'll do due diligence, right? We'll just double check everything. Extra damage to Cabal, penetrate phalanx shield, yeah. Burning Ambition, Incandescent, fine. Yeah, just get a weapon with Burning Ambition then, if you really want Burning Ambition. It's coming on it's on the Ringing Nail. Push for D tier for the ease of ignitions, but I'm not gonna ride it or anything. Yeah, but like it's so easy to get ignitions. Yeah, like every gun, there's so many guns that can get Incandescent or Burning Ambition. If you really want it. It's kind of goated and unique. I'm not really giving that many points for unique. I'm kind of just giving like usability. What guns can get both though? A few of them can get both. No, I've used this thing before. I've used it. How many kills do I have on mine? I have 2,100 kills on it. I couldn't tell you the last time I wanted to break it out. I just don't want to use it. I personally don't. But I know that there is like a community that likes it. Use it with the Eternal Artifact and Solar setup. But like, why would I use that over 1,000 Voices? With the catalyst? Why would I convince me to use Skyburners over 1,000 Voices if the whole point is to like do ignitions and scorch and all this kind of stuff? Skyburners has infinite ammo. I don't know if you've been seeing what kind of ammo regen that we have in the game right now. It's almost impossible to run out of power ammo unless you are literally shooting your gun into the floor. Who's the steer list for it? At this point, I don't know anymore. I keep ping-ponging back and forth. between, is it my list? Is it for the normies? I don't know. I'm trying to it's trying to be an average for everybody. Maybe I will try it, but I'm not really expecting a whole lot. Use skyburners when you don't have 1,000. Again, this is not, I like to use the theory of, if this was really popping off that much, I would have heard way more about it by now. Too much time. Well, apparently there's like giga skyburners enjoyers out here, and I didn't know that. I will put it in D tier so that we can move on to a good weapon called Sleeper Simulant, which is pretty good. Increase damage versus bosses and champions by 10%. Good gun. Just solid damage. Good gun. Has been better than it has been worse for most of its life, I would say. I don't know if I'm putting it in S, but it's at least an A. I don't know if I'm going S, but I would say it's a solidly A weapon. Precision bosses, I still rather use 1K than Sleeper. Yeah, but if you stack too many 1Ks, then like not everybody is getting the bonuses from all the ignitions and stuff like that. Like there's a cap on how many people can use that thing at the same time. So I'll keep it an A. Call it a day. Sturm. All right, Sturm heads. You gonna come out the woodwork for Sturm here? Catalyst is PvP. It's PvP gun. That's it. It's PvP gun. Should we have like a tier that's just like PvP? No, there's a PvE tier list. It's fine. It's a PvP gun. Not what we're talking about. Sunshot. Historically, good gun. Historically, I think A. Do I put it at A now though? Do I put it at A right now? Maybe. Haven't used it in a bit, but I know people really like this weapon, but I don't have any reason to like bring it down to B. That's my thing. I have no reason to really bring it down, and I think B is probably its floor. It's just good. It's just good, man. It's just a solid workhorse gun. Skyburners is literally better. I'm on to Cincinnati. That's a good question. What do people like more, Sunshot or Graviton Lance? Personally, I think people lean more towards Sunshot than Grav Lance. I think it's close, but I think people lean more towards Sunshot. And consensus seems to be that. Like, if you personally like Graviton more, I get that. Totally get that. But I think overall consensus is slightly in favor of Sunshot. Plus, also Graviton is getting like a lot of bonuses now from Artifact and stuff like that. Suros Regame. This is kind of like an old school. It's just like an old school gun. Increased chance for kills to regen health. Spinning up, dual speed. The only reason I would put it above garbage is because it's just like functionally it works as a gun. Like it literally does shoot bullets out of it, but it's like John Gunn. It's just John Gunn now. That's it. It's just John Gunn. Sweet Business. I don't even know if I feel comfortable putting this somewhere because I feel like feedback's gonna be all over the place for this thing. My argument is like Bitter End exists now, and you basically have an unlimited supply of heavy ammo anyway in most fights. If you really want to use Sweet Business, bro, put on Bitter End. It's the same thing except not exotic, so you can put on an actual exotic. But like, yeah, this is just it's a cult following weapon. I would be willing to go D maybe if you combine it with like Actium War Rig or something like that. But like, if you're a fan of this gun, like this is your S tier gun, right? It's just like, this is what you enjoy and I'm happy for you. But like otherwise, just go grab Bitter End. I will say I've heard way more negative stories of Sweet Business LARPers going into raids and be like, no, this is what I use. And I'm like, you're annoying. I'm sorry. Use it in Lawless Frontiers. I don't care. Do not step up to the plate with your Sweet Business LARP and be like, this is what I use. Bro, I'm trying to kill Golgroth today. Okay? Most people otherwise go get Bitter End, bro. Just go get Bitter End. You can be on Arc Titan. You can be on Arc Titan and sit behind a bolt charge rally barricade, and it's great. It's great. Okay? Otherwise, get out of here, man. I was about to call this thing Ravenous Beast. It's that's the name of the perk. It's Taraba. This is like a gun that I feel like is better than it gets credit for. It just doesn't have a lot of use cases. Like, I want to give it like even like a high B, low A, especially because this thing got buffed. But like you can also live without it. You know, I feel like Taraba is like an underrated weapon, and it's kind of berserk. It's kind of a berserk gun. I am going like high B, low A. It just shits out damage. It just dumps so much damage. Yeah, you can get the catalyst and the drop from Pantheon. That's true. Yeah. I think it probably deserves better than a B, but I think it's gonna go B. Sucks that Huckleberry is so good compared to Taraba. This might be controversial. Maybe okay. Save it for when we get to Huckleberry because it's right here. Hold it. Telesto. Do I have to? Do I have to? You guys are all over the place. I feel like I'm going like high D, low C. I have never known how this gun actually works for like the past 5 years. Like, it's its own branch. I just don't even, I don't know. I know it got like some stuff on its catalyst, but like, it's like it's its own legend. Like, it doesn't need to be on the tier list. It's already of a legendary status. Chaperone. I'll be honest with you, haven't touched it in a very long time. Couldn't tell you how it is. The catalyst is triple tap. I'm sure it's great, but it's never left my vault. Is basically my feeling towards the weapon. I'm sure it can pump out like some pretty decent damage nowadays. And here's the thing, it's like a fun gun. It is a very fun gun to use. But yeah, I don't feel like the use cases are very high. And ever since we got more slug shotguns, it's like, do I really need Chaperone over this other slug shotgun that I'm using? Like, my personal feeling, I'm kind of going here, but I think more people are going to skew more towards, like, C. Maybe, like, a low B. But, like, my personal feeling is kind of, like, here-ish. I can understand if you've actually used this thing and have some reps in it, and, like, I would believe you if you said, like, actually, it's doing kind of, like, good damage. Yeah, no, I'm not putting it in garbage. But my personal feeling is just like, if you enjoy this weapon, like, you've probably already found a spot for it. The Colony, I know they tried to do something to this thing. I don't think it worked. When was that buff? Well, it wasn't in the latest patch. Can clear rooms now, but it's not better than average legendary machine gun. Yeah, it's like being able to clear a room is no longer like a thing of merit. Everything can. Yeah, exactly, Ancient. The last time I used the Colony was when enemies in Roof Nightmares didn't lose their shield, but you did the mechanic right, and it just bugged out, and you need to get their shield off. That was the last time it got any sort of serious use, was when it was bugged, able to kill shielded enemies. We're moving on. Huckleberry is an excellent weapon, but my issue with the gun is that it's a bit of a slow starter in the higher end content. It's tougher to get it off the ground in higher end stuff. In low end stuff, yeah, it's ripping through everything. In higher end stuff, I think I want Taraba a little bit more, because you can stockpile its power and unleash it the moment that you want. Maybe you want a champion, ultra enemy, something like that. I might want Taraba a little bit more, because I have played around with Huckleberry recently, and in Lawless Frontiers, on that final, like the final waves that you're doing, this thing is not hitting as hard as you might think, and it's a little bit more work to get it off the ground. And I think I would rather have Taraba with the ability to just unleash it on the priority targets, so it has a little bit of a multi-use case. But then again, in lower end content with Huckleberry, it's crazy overkill. Like, you don't need how strong this is in lower tier content. It's crazy, but it's a very good weapon, especially because it has the old version of Rampage. So in lower end stuff, It's a bit overkill. In higher end stuff, it is tougher to get off the ground. Yeah, that's why I am kind of like, I think, what was I saying? Personally, I was kind of up here. It's two different scenarios. Jade Rabbit. There we go. This is a PvP nightmare, and it will be for the rest of time. Literally never. It is the only gun. It is the only exotic that I did not infuse up to 550. It is still at 10. I almost don't even care what they've done to like try to make it better, because before it was just like a don't aim at the head gun. I couldn't tell you what it is in PvE right now. All I know is that in PvP, it's everyone's worst nightmare. Last word, I hate this gun. I've hated this gun since Destiny 1. Exclamation point TLW might be one of the oldest commands in this chat. And what I'm going to say about last word is that a new gun came out called Turncoat. And Turncoat is crazy. I don't like using this thing in PvE. I realize the irony that I love using Turncoat and I don't like using this. There's no reason to use this over Turncoat. It's not even remotely close. Prospector. Believe it or not, Prospector at one point was like one of the best weapons you could equip. It was a very short time, but it was up there. And yeah, for Angel, this is an S tier weapon, or it was an S tier weapon. Nowadays, I mean, I don't think we're even using grenade launchers in PvE anymore. And if you are, you're using a legendary. I cannot tell you the last time I used Prospector. I just don't know why you would use it over a legendary. There's so many good legendary grenade launchers. Queen Breaker. This has to, I mean, it's like, it's a bare minimum A, I would say. It was like the go-to for a little bit. Now, I just think it's a very solid option. I'm going mid to high A, potentially low S, especially now that we have Particle around all the time. It's like a very easy gun to use, and I usually don't like 3-burst linears. All the legendary 3-burst linears, I actually really don't like them. Queenbreaker is one that I can tolerate. It's just a, yeah, it's very similar to Sleeper. It's just a really solid damage weapon in pretty much, like, if I saw you using Queenbreaker anywhere in dungeon or raid content, I would not say a word. In fact, I encourage you to use it in a lot of stuff. Yeah, I like Queenbreaker over Sleeper just for the consistency of the shooting with the rewind rounds, because you need the catalyst. So the uptime's a lot higher. You don't have to reload as much. I think in the dungeon, solo dungeon build video, I kind of recommend it over some other weapons in case you are prone to self-destruction, right? Like 1K is awesome. If you are prone to accidentally hitting yourself with 1K to the point where you will mess up the fight and die and have to restart, it is time to go to Queenbreaker. So Queenbreaker is just very solid. I would hear arguments for S. Wardcliff Coil. This is, again, another weapon that's either been like the worst piece of garbage of all time or the greatest thing in the world. This, I assume, has some sort of niche use case with like 3 dungeon bosses that identify as a vehicle combatant instead of a regular combatant, so it does 80 bazillion damage. That's it. That's all I would know. But the average person would not know that information. Yeah, speedrunner weapon, niche weapon. It's like fun, don't get me wrong, but you would only use it in like kind of who gives a crap content, because it's like, I haven't used Wardcliff Coil in a minute. Let's break out the Wardcliff Coil. S tier for Dull and Karu, yeah. I'm leaving it here. Thorn. Thorn is a PvE weapon. We all know about Thorn PvP. Historically been a beast. I don't know where it is right now in PvP. In PvE, I'm kind of like a here. I mean, I cannot put it in the same tier as some of the weapons in B. I can't put it there. Because would I rather use Taraba or rather use Thorn? I'd rather use Taraba. I'd rather use Legend of Acreus. So, but I would understand if you wanted it here. But personally, I'm very middle. Yeah. It is a slightly worse osteo. That's kind of where I am. Why you look like Syndrome from The Incredibles, your hairline crazy far back. Bro, it hasn't moved in my entire life. What's wrong with my hair, man? We're having a good time here. This shit has not moved. Thunderlord. I think I go at least A, because it's something that is simple to use, but like still somewhat effective in like a lot of parts of the game. It is, yeah, it's an easy to use gun. It does solid damage. It's basically the gun that I recommend to a lot of people if they are not comfortable or good enough with other guns, because this is as point and shoot as it comes. I could also see it like maybe being down here, because like would I rather use something? Would I rather me or you use something in this upper tier? I would. But like if you had this on, because it's like, bro, I do the most damage with this gun, I'd be like, fine. So I would go like high B, low A. Yeah, exactly. It's never a bad option. I would never see Thunderlord and be like, why the hell are you on Thunderlord right now? Like it's just good. Tractor Cannon's like a weird one, because like I want to put it in S, but then other people are like, what are you talking about? I want to put it in S tier. This is a very good thing to have, like in a lot of spots. It's like, it's good. It's like really good to have. Like you want to try to get someone with a tractor. And like there are some setups that allow people to run a tractor cannon and still be able to contribute boss damage. It's the same debuff, but it lasts shorter. Okay. Yeah, worse ammo economy and time. But the whole point of Fafnir is that you can use it at range. If you can get someone on a setup that allows them to use tractor cannon, but also allows them to do boss damage. For example, I look at Flechette Storm Titan, right? Flechette Storm Titan, you hit tractor, you go up, you use all of your flechettes, you tractor again, you pop super, use your super, tractor again, more flechettes. By the time you're done through all that, you're probably done with damage, right? You also, exactly, you have Bonk Titan. That's more of like a solo thing, but goated for running solo dungeon stuff, which I know some people are going to start to hunt down. But like, it's never bad to have a tractor debuff. It's like never bad. Now, in more general play, do you need tractor cannon? No. But like if you are doing any sort of dungeoning, raiding, mid to high tier content, if you can squeeze a tractor cannon in somewhere, it's really nice. Trinity Ghoul. Ghouls. All the exotic bows are like good. I do think Trinity Ghoul has fallen behind like a little bit. I'm kind of putting it high C, low B. It's just not it's not the same behemoth as, well, rather, I should say this. It is the behemoth that it used to be. It's just that there's a lot of other things that are also capable of this, right? It's also like, I don't know how much it went down so much as other things came up. But like, it's still good, right? It's still good. It's still all about like ad clear at the end of the day. But just like ad clear, it being like an ad clear god isn't really like the same factor as it was like 4 years ago, right? So it's just, oh yeah, I can do a bunch of ad clear. Okay, well, so can my Ionic Sentry, man. My Ionic Sentry can do that. Below Cold Heart. This isn't in any particular order. This is literally just alphabetical. We've just been putting them on the list. It is a Vanguard Strike-ass exotic. It is. I've seen some people are saying it's up in B. Some people are saying down low in B. I think I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go C. I think I'm just gonna keep it C. Truth is, it's crazy how this was like here its entire life. Truth was here literally until a month ago, and now it's like all the way up here. It's so crazy that this is now up here, man. It's insane. It is insane. Even after the nerf, I think it's really hard to put it. If you wanted to go high A, I would hear it, but like it's so easy. This gun is just so easy now. What actually changed? So what they did, for those not in the loop, which I am surprised, if you don't know what's going on with truth. Landing hits with a full magazine grants ammo and boosts the next magazine with increased tracking strength, stability, fire rate, and cluster bombs. And then if you prime it with the catalyst, which I think is what, Reaper's Tithe, you can get even more damage out of it. So you hit a group of enemies with the rocket, get Reaper's Tithe as much as you can, right? Stack to what, 3 or 4, whatever. Stow it immediately after you reload, and then you come out to boss damage, you take it out, Reaper's Tithe activates, you fire your rockets, and then you have Reaper's Tithe damage on top of the rate of fire. So it's up there. It's so easy to use. I'm using it, y'all. I throw it on the T-Crash Titan. It's because it's either this, or if someone's not using 1K, I'm throwing on 1K, or I'm throwing on Queenbreaker. Maybe Queenbreaker should be up here. Personally, I'm putting Queenbreaker in S. Get it twisted. Yeah, you can't use Banner Shield with it. Banner Shield is good for everything else, just not truth. Get it twisted. I'm putting Queenbreaker in S. Can only one person use 1K? I think that's the rule right now. I think if you try to have more than one person on 1K, it kind of messes with the ignitions and stuff like that. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like any other thing that's happened with like shatter damage as well, like multiple people trying to do shatters at the same time, like that wasn't working. So yeah, it's just 2 people at the most using 1K and hope you stagger your shots. But generally speaking, it's like one person on the thing. So you're probably gonna give it to like a crack shot hunter or something. Two-tailed fox. This thing's like been okay. It's two-tailed, I mean, you're not using it over truth for boss damage. Like it's serviceable as a weapon. That's about it. Yeah, it had a very small moment in time. Like the only reason I put it in D is because like it physically works, but like otherwise it would just be probably garbage. Two-tailed over Wordcliff. Wordcliff is like feast or famine kind of weapon, and most of the time it feels like famine. Vidge Wing as a PvE weapon. This is a PvP gun. Vidge Wing is a PvP gun. It's fine PvP gun. It's fine. PvE, no thank you. No thank you on the PvE. Plenty of good. There's so many good pulse rifles. So many good pulse rifles in PvE. Please go find one of those. People have been telling me about the wave splitter hype wave. I have yet to try it, but people are like, yo, have you tried wave splitter? Answer, no, I have not. And I do not have the catalyst. What's the catalyst do? I haven't gotten it to drop, but people have been like, bro, wave splitter is pog. Tubbs? Big on. A big stretch. Oh, that's a big stretch. Oh, big stretch, Brim. Oh, big tail wag. Bam! Hi, Tubbs. You've been snoozing all day because there's no sun. There's no sun out today. He got a big head as S tier. Okay. By virtue of the fact that I have not used it, but people are pogging out, I will go high B, low A, just based on community feedback. But that is with the catalyst. Wave Splitter Cat is attrition orbs, detonator. Okay. Whisper of the Worm. I don't see why this should not be an A tier weapon, especially with access to like some of the sniper artifact things. Unless they don't work with an exotic for some reason. It can be S tier for like some bosses. So like I would go very firmly here, and then certain situations you could push it up to here. Has been very, very good most of its life. But I think it's very, very safely in A tier. Very safely here. Wish Ender was being used as anti-barrier a lot of the time. Hot garbage right now. After the primary barrier changes and renegades minus 40, minus 50 content, where you might want as a primary, it takes 3 shots and they all heal in between in lower delta content, not necessary at all. Okay. Good W insight. Garbage. Yeah, when it could bust shields like really fast back when we had less access to anti-barrier technology, I know people really liked it. I was never on the Wish Ender train personally. I think I was using Arbalest more than anything, or Ariana's. But yeah, nowadays I think you just really have to enjoy this weapon on a personal level to want to use it. But you're not gonna catch me on this thing. Worldline 0. What do you even do? Catalyst reduces the activation time of Tesseract. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can do like the double tap on the people use this weapon so they could speed skate, and then they nerf that, and then they put an eager edge so people can go back to skating. That's its. I mean, on a legacy level, what this ended up leading to, it is an S tier based on what it led to being put into the game. That is not what this list is, though. Garbage. Xenophage. Xenophage has been, at least like in the mid era of Destiny, it was A to S for a lot of the time. Nowadays, I think it's definitely fallen down a little bit. You guys are saying you guys are heavy on B tier. Personally, not a weapon I've picked up in a minute. Haven't used this thing in a minute. My personal vibe is in C, just because I'm like, I don't know where the hell I'm using this thing. Its catalyst is Chain Reaction Rampage. That's a pretty good catalyst. Having not used it, I'm more inclined to put it in C, just because I'm like, where do you using this? Where is it going? Where is it fitting into the build? Name one scenario that isn't Deepstone security. Yeah, like that's kind of Oracle. Everything dies to an Oracle, freaking Oracle. If you need to put on Xenophage for Oracles, I got some great raid guides for you. I'm putting it in C, but for the purposes of other people's feedback and including it in the video, a lot of people are saying B. Bastion. Bastion, I feel like had a very short window where it was pogging out for a second. I have no idea where it is now, though. And I never see it. In fact, I don't see it so much that I literally don't even see it in my inventory. Where is it? I was about to say, oh, it got another fragment slot. That's cool. Bless you. All that being said on Bastion, I don't feel like this is a bad gun by any means. Like, you are capable of doing some pretty good stuff with this thing. Like, it can pump out some damage. The problem is the situations where you would want this. Like, you need to set up your entire kit, I feel like, around Bastion. And that's where I think you're going to lose a lot of people. Brimstone. Doing the melees and hitting your shots and blah, 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 blah. So by virtue of that, if people were watching this, were just like, bro, this thing is garbage, I would understand. But if set up properly, it works in like a lot of pieces of content in the game, and you have a pretty solid build that you have to set up around it. So you're like, your damage output's going to be good. So I would put it like high C, low B. My personal is probably like a high C, but if you want to put it in B, I get it. Devil's Ruin is giving ignitions for free, which on its own is people like that. People like that a lot. The catalyst is it's collective action. I think it's collective action. Collective action. Yeah, I feel like there's like a niche crowd that likes to build around Devil's Ruin and triggering ignitions and all that kind of stuff. Am I going A tier with it? I don't know if I'm going A tier with it. And again, my personal would be like a little bit lower, but I'm willing to skew. I'm willing to give some community like chat points for it. But I don't know if I'm going A. I would give you like a low B. Because again, it's like one of these things that you should try to build around a little bit more. But I think this is high as I'm going. Symmetry. This is my favorite gun that I never use. I really wish over the course of this game's life that this was made into something better. But unfortunately, it maybe never quite got there until very recently. And even then, still didn't. Did it? I thought it got buffed in the patch. Did it not? Does anyone know? I thought it was in the June patch. Was it really Renegades? Oh my god. Wow. Okay. It was Renegades. Wow, it was that long ago. Anyway, like probably like it's probably like a high D for a lot of people. I like the gameplay loop of the gun. And it can put out some pretty decent damage, but it just takes a while to get there. Again, also like it being a scout rifle does pose a negative, although it's a scout rifle half the time, and then the other half of the time it's like not a scout rifle. Trumpet in your hand, can I hit a high D? I used to be able to. I can't anymore. Yeah, I really like the gameplay loop of it. And I wonder if this was like, if this was a hand cannon, bro, I feel like everybody would be pogging out about symmetry. I think for the average person, it's probably going to be in a D. Fourth Horseman. Fourth Horseman is just kind of like a, I don't know. It's another like hyper-specific scenario type weapon. And I haven't touched it in years. Like you need like a really, I feel like you just need a really, so many people saying B is crazy to me. Like I'm putting this here, and I in my heart of hearts I want to put it in here. Like I just want to go here, man. I don't know who's booting up Fourth Horseman other than the novelty, and I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna just leave it there, man. And we're gonna just move on to Tommy's Matchbook, which is a gun I've historically not liked, but I know has been getting a little bit of juice over time, and I do think it's probably better than I give it credit for now, and I don't want to give it a lot of credit. Me personally, I put it C. I think a lot of people might argue for B, but I'm putting it squarely in the middle. That was then, this is now. I know, I'm trying to judge it on now. Tommy's Bubble was Edge of Fate. Oh my God, it's so long ago. So long ago, man. I don't know. I think some people will argue for a B tier. Excuse me, Brim. Are you sassing me right now? Yeah, I would go like high C, low B. For just general purposes, I'm just personally not in love with this gun. Heir Apparent. I got no clue where this thing lays right now. It feels like another one of those things that's like, go grab Bitter End. Like you're either like RPing with this thing or like you're just not using it. Like that's what this is to me. It's just like a LARP, a minigun LARP gun thing. Just LARP. Maybe you put it in D tier because it's just like a serviceable gun, and that's about it. That's all I'd really be willing to give it. It's just LARP. Traveler's Chosen? What do you even do anymore? Literally, what do you even do? Literally, what do you even do? Traveler's Chosen. I mean, like, I know what you do, but like, literally, what do you do? You know what I mean? Consume stacks granting melee grenade class ability energy based on the number of stacks. Witherhoard. Witherhoard is a lot of people's like baby. I've never been a big Witherhoard enjoyer. To me, this gun is close to irrelevant, but I understand that a lot of people hold it in high regard. And I think a lot of people would say, I'd say like high C is the floor. I think high C would be the best I would give it. I like area denial GLs right now, I just don't think are anything hot whatsoever. And like, I can understand back in the day, S tier, A tier, I don't think area denial frames are that neat at all. I feel like they do nothing. I feel like I just shoot it and nothing happens. That could just be me. But man, do I feel like I just shoot one and I feel like, cool, I made like fart gas on the screen and that's it. I just don't feel like they do anything. And that might be my hot take, just generally speaking. But man, I just don't feel like area denials do anything. I feel like they're just nothing. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't played around with them long enough. But generally speaking, I think Witherhoard has like slowly been falling down the power creep ladder, and I don't even really see it that much anymore. I feel like people try to go for the legendary so they can use the exotic that they want. It's about it. I'm leaving it there. Ruinous Effigy. Fun gun. Very fun gun. See, a lot of you were saying D. This might be a hot take. I would much rather use Ruinous Effigy than a Witherhoard. I would rather use it than Tommy's Matchbook, probably Symmetry, probably Bastion, definitely Xenophage, definitely Trinity Ghoul, definitely Thorn, definitely Merciless, definitely all these freaking hand cannons. I would much rather... Now, would I use it over anything in B tier? Maybe not. But if I'm just like messing around, I think this kicks the crap out of everything in C tier. And I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to just stand on that one. Ruinous Effigy. Bang. Right there.
We're just doing a little sitting. Look at this little baby. Look at this little baby boy. This is my baby. Look at this little baby face. Look at this baby face. And then I just want to look at his teeth and go, Chief.
Cloud Strike had a few moments in the sun. Nowadays, haven't touched it. I think it's going right in the middle. Personally, I might even click it down to a D tier. I just don't really know where you're using it outside of just like personal enjoyment. No way it's higher than Darcy. Like, if there's some sort of like DPS discrepancy, it's because I don't know what that discrepancy is. I haven't gone into the shooting range and tested Darcy DPS versus Cloud Strike DPS. That's about it. Right now, I feel like it's here. The name of this weapon is escaping me right now. It's not Duality, is it? It is Duality. I don't want to put it in garbage, but I don't really know where I would want to put it. Yeah, landing majority of the pellets in a spread or pellet final blows grants stacking precision damage with reload speed buff. Precision hits with slugs extend the duration. It's just like a lateral move from Chappie. That's it. And I remember, yeah, you talking about Slayer's Fang. I thought Slayer's Fang was the second best exotic shotgun at the time of review. We should have had like it's a gun tier. Like, that's where Suros and, like, Sweet Business and this would go. It's just a gun. It's just gun. I don't know. It's just gun. This guy, I know it's from Deepstone. And I know it's all the tracking rockets. Eyes of Tomorrow. Got it. Got there. Gambit. This was the Gambit gun. I shouldn't even say gun. It's a Gambit rocket. What is even the catalyst? Kills with this weapon grant grenade energy. Activating your grenade reloads this weapon. Oh, okay. Blast distributor or demo? Because Community Insight says blast distributor, but it reads as demo. Oh, it's just both. Okay. That's cool and all. I'm sure it has some niche like build. Like someone in November is gonna come out with like an Eyes of Tomorrow build, and I'm happy for you. But what are we doing? Yeah. I got this thing and I never touched it. No time to explain. Kind of feels like PvP gun. There was like some memery with like, you can do multiple buddies on the same build. Oh, it's crazy. It is a PvP gun. I'm not gonna put it garbage, but it's just like, it's more PvP gun. The gripper. For a very long time, one of the worst guns in the game for a really long time. And then they did a bunch of stuff to it, and now it's a lot better. And I'm not even gonna fight you guys on this one. Pretty much everyone just said B, but I know it's used for getting out of bounds a lot. The last time I used this was when I think I actually made a short on it when you were farming Warlord's Rune Final Boss and you blow yourself up with a rocket and then someone would shoot your body with this gun to make a bunch of stasis crystals and make it so you didn't have a spawn location to spawn in, so it just put you at the final boss. That's the last time I used it. So by virtue of that fact, I should put it down here, but I think it deserves better than this because like I think like it's actually usable as a gun at this point. So how about we call a spade and we'll just put it there and we'll move on. The Lament was up here for a very long time, and then they nerfed it and it came down to maybe about like a here-ish. And now I feel like it's like, you know, I don't know if I'm going S. I would give you like a B, and I think the average person is going to weigh this a little bit heavier towards the higher end versus the lower end. I would give you B. Because it did get, I mean, I don't know if you missed the patch note, it did get unnerfed a bit. Yeah, the issue is Wolvesbane. The counter issue there is that way more people have Lament than Wolvesbane. Swords in general kind of buns for DPS now. It's understandable. Yeah, Wolvesbane is just, I use Wolvesbane over Lament. And also, a part of the limitation of Wolvesbane is what makes it really, really good is the attrition orbs refit. And a lot of people definitely don't have that either. So, high C, low B. I'll keep it there. Hawk Moon. It's a little cheeked up. And like, it's my baby. Don't get me wrong. It's my baby. But it's got to be like a pretty low C, high D. I know it's my gun, but like, I'm still not It's just something that I throw on to be like, I haven't used Hawkmoon in a minute. Let's use Hawkmoon for a sec. And then I put it on, and I do like 2 activities, and I'm like, well, that was fun. Time to go back to whatever. The only reason I put it low C is just because it's my baby. Otherwise, it's probably here. Dead Man's Tale, it came out the gate swinging, and it just went down from there. And now I feel like it's PvP gun. Maybe like a D tier, but it's, yeah, in PvE it is straight up a scout rifle. I know exactly what it does. It's the tripler, and then you shoot and you prime them and they explode. It's not Vergla curve. That's the stasis one. That's this one, bro. I'm blanking, which shows how long it's been since I've used this thing. Tiku's Divination. Tiku's. Yeah, another bow that I feel like started hot and has just kind of been power crept, and now it's just fine. Was it ever good? Tiku's was good. It had like a pretty good stretch of time where like it was pretty reasonably high ranked. It's a little slow nowadays. Like, I think a lot of people are saying C. I might even go like a high D, low C. Nowadays, it's just too slow. Because like at least with Trinity Ghoul, once it's online, like it can stay online for a while. This is like a lot of like prime, then shoot, then prime, then shoot. And like a lot of people don't like that back and forth, but then there's a lot of people who love that back and forth, right? So I would say like a low C. It's just been outclassed. It's just been outclassed. The synth. Oh, sorry. This is cryo, not synth. That was mainly used as a form of PvP torture. Yeah, PvP torture device. Enemies defeated 0. If you really want to do stasis stuff, man, like there's so much like stasis stuff that you can do. I feel like you do so much better than cryo. Bro, Vergla curve mogs the shit out of this. Vex Mythoclast. This thing's like pretty nuts right now. And I feel like it's probably one of the most nuts weapons that's going a little under the radar. I'm going A. It's a very sexy looking gun, and then it has like an ornament that I actually despise for it. I put it A. It's a good freaking gun. If you wanted to argue S, I would absolutely hear that as well. I would hear high A, low S. I would hear that for sure. It's just a rock solid gun. And it has like some nice utility with the linear fusion mode as well. It's very, very good. Yeah, and if you manage to combo particle with it, yeah. Look, if I had like an in between A and S tier, like S minus, I'd probably put it there. But it's up there. It's very solid. I mean, we only have one other primary up here, and that's Outbreak. I'll keep it here for now, but again, this is high A, low S. Lawrence Driver. Great if you love cheating, evidently. This thing used to be like really good. Like when it first came out, this thing was awesome. Nowadays, more of a novelty. I don't want to put it in garbage because I do think it deserves like a little bit better than that. I would go like a low D high, or sorry, a high D low C. Do you think there's a pattern to the directions the gun face? Are we gonna wait? Are you for real? Are you for real? I'm not. I'm genuinely. Okay. I'm gonna just show you. So which way are they're facing? Yeah, and then this way they're doing that, and then this way they're doing that. Yeah, quite a history on this thing. Nowadays, I feel like it's probably middle. Ager's Scepter, on the other hand, another weapon that I feel like has gone under the radar, but this gun is like, it's another like Mythoclast adjacent type thing, if not definitely pushing into the S tier. I would give high A to low S. Very similar vibes to Vex Mythoclast. This thing's good. It's been good. It will continue to be good. It's crazy how underrated this weapon is, but this thing's nuts. This thing's nuts, and it's been nuts. It's been up there. Case closed. The Halo gun. The Halo freaking gun. Forerunner. PvP gun. It had a really short moment in PvE, I feel like. Destroyed Tormentors. Yeah. Short window. Now more of a PvP thing. I don't know many people using this in PvE. I don't think anyone's using it in PvE. Galler Horn. Gjallarhorn, its floor is A. Its floor is A. Am I taking Truth right now in a raid or like a damage setting over Gjallarhorn? Yes, I am. It's way of the world right now, but it is like an all-time S tier weapon. Right now, I think it's floating A, but this is one of the most iconic weapons in the history of the game. People would argue the most iconic weapon ever. Yeah, like I would honorary S it just based on that, but like right now, currently, I put it at A. It does buff all of the rockets, but like even just on its own, it's doing very respectable things. Just very respectable. Solid. Never gonna be a bad pick. Never gonna be a bad pick, and basically has never been a bad pick. Dead Messenger. There's a lot of Dead Messenger. There's a lot of deadheads. I know there's a lot of deadheads. Not a weapon I'm particularly versed with, but you guys are all about the A tier. Pulled out recently, just wasn't hitting. Let me hit the spelling bee on this one. It's a decent part of the Bleak Watcher spam build. Ham says that thing is an S. Here's my thing. Where is this getting the use? Is this like another case of speedrunner type stuff everywhere? Ad clear, solo. Don't tell me solo raid content. That holds no merit in this list. Just good for everything. You know, I guess this and Skyburner's Oath, I guess I gotta throw that on the list. Chat is trolling. There's no way chat would be this level of coordinated, because I know you guys and you're not this coordinated unless something is genuine. Okay? I know you guys too well. I don't have any experience with it. I don't feel qualified in talking about it. I think last time I rated it like garbage, but I think wave frames were in a different place back then. I would go lower. It's not even the gun doing the work. Yeah. Again, me personally, how many kills do I have on this thing? Dead Messenger. Enemies defeated, 0. So I got no reps. I got no reps on it. I don't even feel like I can rate this thing. You guys are so divided. You guys are so divided that I'm not even going to put it anywhere. I haven't used it. That doesn't make it bad. I didn't say that. But if I haven't used it, I can't see for my own eyes why it should be considered good or bad. Let's move on. The class glaives. Is anyone even using glaives? I don't think I've seen anybody on a glaive in a while. I definitely haven't seen the hunter one. I've seen the bubble glaive a fair amount. I have seen that. I have seen bubble glaive. The other two, haven't even seen them. Bubble glaive I've at least seen for some sort of utility type play and all that. Where I would rank it, the average person is not doing this. Average person is just not touching it. Like I would go like here, maybe. Yeah, like I'm more of a Vexcalibur head myself. I would give you like low C. But I just don't think a normal person is using this. And someone said like concurrence is like not that bad. I would give you like, I actually thought concurrence was okay back when I re-reviewed them. But you pick that because you want to play with it, not because it's like really, really good. I think that's where we'll leave it. Grand Overture. I feel like people only grab Grand Overture when there's like some weird stuff going on, or like when you can really take advantage of all the shots. It's like it's all over the place. Like the setup is so annoying, but then when you actually get to use it, it does like a bazillion damage. But this to me is also like a burst damage kind of weapon versus a sustain. Because doing the sustain with this thing is really annoying. Like, I don't think anyone's using this in normal use cases, average piece of content. Like, this is a weapon that is used with intent. And, like, I know that it also was... You used to be able to, like, prime it with, like, 20 shots without having to burn any ammo. That was, like, in Vespers, right? You could, like, shoot the panel, and it wouldn't consume ammo or something like that. You could just charge it for free or whatever. I'm leaving it there, man. The Shrieg. Shrieg is one of the few weapons that I had to stop using because it was so good that it was boring. And I don't know if it's ever gotten back to that height that it was at. Like, it was, when it first came out, bro, it was up there. And I feel like it's just been like a slow decline. and now I kind of feel like it's kind of middle. It's kind of middle to me. It's kind of middle. Again, things that can just like wave clear tons of ads are like, it's like not as impressive anymore. I mean, it could be fatigue. It could be MVP fatigue. You know, Necro does Streaker's job better. Necrochasm, I mean, my most viewed short of all time, kind of locks in on that. I'll keep it middle. Parasite, I mean, average use case for Parasite is very low, but it's up there in the spots where you can use it, and it has a good amount of use cases. Now you guys a lot of you are going A, and I put it up there because a lot of you were saying it. Personally, I think it's here because I think amount of use cases also applies to rating a weapon. But I will go here just because. And yeah, by the way, like I know it's good for A tracks, bro. Everything's good on A tracks. A couple of T crashes are good for A tracks. Personally, I'm just saying. Personally, I am here. I will go here, so I don't get my head cut off. But personally, I am here. Collective obligation. I love this thing, man. I don't really use it that much anymore because I used it a bunch and I had my fill of it. But this thing has only been getting buffs, and it was like decent when it first came out, and it's only been getting buffs. I do think like this is a situation where I feel like I'm flip-flopping. Like you guys are all about, oh, Parasite A, this thing B. I just have a lot of reps with this thing, and I know how beefy it can get, but there is a lot of stuff in that Void artifact that can get you a very similar feeling of using this gun without having to use this gun. Because that Void artifact it's giving you a lot of stuff. Collective is good at every activity, it's A. Right, but like a lot of things, a lot of Void guns are also going to be good because the artifact just carries it, right? So you can throw in like a Reckless Oracle, but you have like 40,000 artifact perks juicing the hell out of it. This is just a little higher maintenance, but I do think it can be up here. I do think it can be up there. But Void is just so good from the artifact that it can be replaced with other things. Heart Shadow. The only real experience I have with this thing was like a meme build where I tested a bunch of chat's like weird builds, and they did buff it. They made it much easier to use and engage with, but that's about it, and we're gonna move on. Bro, I have not heard a trespasser be shot in a while. That being said, I don't think it's gotten many adjustments. This doesn't do any kind of jolt, does it? This does none jolt. No sort of, I thought this thing would have had some sort of jolt stuff built in at this point. That is actually devastating. This thing should have some jolt stuff. That is tough. If it had jolt stuff, I would put it a lot higher. But no jolt, no amplified, no nothing with this thing. That's tough, man. That is tough. Delicate Tomb. I love Delicate Tomb, but do I accept it's not like the strongest weapon in the world and it's mainly used for like arc builds to generate a ton of ionic, whatchamacallits? I accept that. I mean, I'm going B with it though. It is a great accessory to the build. It's a great accessory to the Arc Warlock setup that I love, but I am more than willing to admit that it's not really, damage is not like its thing. It's more of like an applicator and like an enhancer of other things. It's okay. I would just give it like low B. But on its own, it's not a gun that I would just use on its own with no thought behind it, right? If you're just like if it's between Delicate Tomb and like a regular fusion rifle for just like throwing on a fusion rifle, I would throw on a regular fusion rifle. This needs the setup to go with it. It needs a setup. Don't just put it on by itself. Quicksilver Storm. I have not used this since the nerfs, but I also haven't used it because I used it for a year straight. This was like my weapon of the year when it first came out. And here's the thing. I feel like this got like some buffs back a little bit to like close to where it was. Like this was an S tier weapon, IMO. for a very long time, for like a year straight. I haven't touched it since, other than to like try out how the nerfs felt, and they didn't feel great. But I feel like it's probably at this point middle to middle low, like a low C. Probably gotten power crept. I mean, part of why this gun was so good was because it was doing very solid primary damage, and it was doing very respectable special weapon damage at the time. And nowadays, I feel like it definitely has gotten a bit power crept. What's my kill count with it? 16,000. Yeah, it's a bit harder. It's a bit harder to get. I mean, I think you can still get it in one magazine, but you gotta hit like the majority of your shots. But yeah, the grenades were doing like a berserk amount of damage. Touch me, Malice. Everyone is gonna say this weapon is Sheik's. I don't think it is. I think it's better than people give it credit for. As one of like the 14 people who's actually used the gun, 5,100 kills on it. I know it's a scout, but it's a scout that's like doing pretty respectable damage. And this might just be like a personal like F you, I'm putting it in B. Because on my Void Warlock, it's a lot of fun. Where am I actually using Malice though? I had a Touch of Malice Void Warlock build that I used everywhere. But again, it's not a gun that you should just throw on with no thought behind it. You need a setup for this gun. If you're just throwing it on, I think that's a mistake. You should build around the gun. This is Hierarchy of Needs. Hierarchy of Needs, I'm really, we talked about it earlier, I'm really tired of the rhetoric that like Hierarchy of Needs only recently got good. Hierarchy of Needs has been good. It's always been good. And now, like, they made it even easier to use. And especially with that Hunter setup, if you wanted to argue S, I can understand S for Hunter specifically. I was using this thing, like, this thing rips an Onslaught, like, when Onslaught first came out, I was spamming this thing on Well of Radiance Warlock. I was getting a well, like, every other wave. So if you can maximize it on Hunter, it's very, very good. Excellent. Every other class, I feel like it's just a very strong weapon. Can't put Hierarchy in A and put Outbreak in S. Outbreak fell off hard after the Super Game nerfs. Watch me! We'll go through and readjust. We do that at the end anyway. We do it at the end. Is this Revision? This is Revision 0. This is a PvP gun. Kind of PvP gun now. I mean, it's like one of the first guns where they were messing around with like the refits and stuff like that. And to be fair, I really like it in PvP. This is like one of the last guns I was using with any sort of reliability in PvP. Nowadays, bro, there's so many good legendary pulses. Just go get a legendary pulse. I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's got like some of the highest primary damage on like all the different exotics and blah blah blah. I get it, but it's just a workhorse weapon. But to me, it's not like anything super remarkable. It is. I mean, okay, it's probably not garbage. I'll bring it up here. It's probably not pure garbage, but it's just like their first like, ooh, you can customize it. That's crazy, right, guys? I'm looking in my inventory for Manticore. I don't even think, do I have it? Did I keep it? Oh, it's okay. Sorry, Jade Rabbit and Manticore are the two weapons that I have at level 10 that I didn't get all the way leveled. Yeah, this was their experiment into being airborne. And then, like, nobody told them, like, hey, when you're airborne, you have no cover. And they were like, oh, shit, you're right. We got to add some stuff to the catalyst to make it so you don't instantly die. It is kind of Jade Rabbit tier. I'm not even going to spend... I'm not going to spend any time on it. Deterministic Chaos. This thing launched as garbage. It's maybe been, like, made the slightest bit better, but it's still pretty garbage. Let's move on. Final Warning. PvP Menace. I think I got 1,000 kills on this thing. Hits against marked targets, deal increased damage. I have a chance to refund ammo to the magazine. That is the catalyst. This is just, I don't know. Go play Apex Legends. I've only seen this in PvP. I've only seen it in PvP. Vergla Curve. I really liked this thing when it first came out. I thought this was a really fun weapon, and they made it like slightly better over time. Now, okay, people go in A tier with this. I think that's a bit much. I would put it, I want to say I want to put it B tier. In my heart of hearts, I want to put it there. realistically, I think it should probably be C, just because it's a little slow to get rolling. And my concern with this weapon is that because other people are so powerful, they are stealing a lot of your kill potential to like get this thing revved up. I do like it, but like I mean, you guys saw what we were doing on Stasis Titan earlier. I can spam so many freaking crystals so easily. It's like, am I gonna do that, or am I gonna try to throw on Variglock Curve and like plink, plink, plink? Like it's just a little. It's slow. I like it, but it's just slow. And that's all. Winter Bite had its moment in the sun. Was incredibly powerful. That's kind of over. It's just fine. It's just kind of fine. It really needs like the glaive stuff in the artifacts. Yeah, you need some Nobel. You need all that stuff. It needs that stuff. Is this conditional? This is conditional, right? Okay, this is not like they use a weird ornament for it. I might be going against the grain here. But I think this is an S tier weapon. Sorry, y'all. This weapon is awesome. Sorry, but this weapon is awesome. And if you don't have one, literally your priority in life should be getting one. This thing is so good. This thing's so good, and it's so fun. And it was like the redeeming thing about Root of Nightmares. I'm putting it in S tier, and I got no regrets. This thing is a banger. This thing's a banger. Vexcalibur. Probably the glaive that a lot of people default to if they are doing glaive-based things. And I would put it, I'm okay with putting it in B. I'm okay with putting it here just because of the stigma that glaives can have in the general population. But knowers know that, like, if you know how to use a glaive, like glaives are, they're good. And now you got the glaive perks as well, permanently around. You don't have to wait for an artifact to show up. I'm going to leave it a little bit low, but knowers know. Knowers know with this. Knowers know. Centrifuge. They buffed it recently to make the sprint reload mechanic be not as bad. That being said, I don't much care for it. I don't know if I'm going full garbage, but I don't. And I put some time into this thing. I try. Let me just make sure. Let me just make sure I remember it exactly as I remember it. Let me see here. When amplified, this weapon gradually gains overcharge. Builds temporary electricity charge, increasing range of reload speed. Final blows with high charge cause explosions, and maximum charge explosions blind targets. But there's no. It's while amplified, so there's no intrinsic thing to like. Okay, I'll leave it there. But you gotta, again, not a gun that you just throw on for the hell of it. IMO. Rather use Trespasser over Centrifuge. If Trespasser had an arc thing, I don't know, maybe it's bolstered by like some sort of arc artifact trait that would make it good. But I'm with you. If Trespasser had even like the slightest bit of arc thing built into it, because it should, and if the game was still going, it would be next on the list. But in terms of like using the actual weapons, I'm with you on that. Exderis. Does no one uses Exderis outside of like any sort of Mothkeeper setup? When did it get buffed? When did this get buffed? Was it Renegades? I thought it was buffed recently. It's fun though. Unfortunately, we're not going for fun. We're going for good. Because I like the setup. I like it. But again, this is another weapon that you need to use with intent. And by intent, it's like the Mothkeeper Hunter setup. He says with conditional S tier. Yeah, but it's also like really good. It wasn't Renegade. When did Exderis get buffed? Oh, maybe it was Mothkeepers that got buffed. Hang on. Yeah, okay, it was Mothkeepers that got buffed. So it wasn't even Exderis. It was Mothkeepers. So we can't even include that in the evaluation. We can't even include that. What are we doing with this? Like, I know you can shoot the thing forever. C, and I think I'm being generous. Let's move on. Necrochasm. This is a gun. I think it's like an MVP fatigue gun. I think it's another one of those that like I used it for a while, and I just got tired of it. What do I have on it? I got 5,300 kills on it. The short that I made is the most viewed short of all time on my channel. And it's definitely an awesome highlight reel for what the weapon is capable of, but it's a very abnormal situation. I do think it is still very good though. But it was in between this and Kvostov that were both battling for my time, and I ended up on Kvostov a bit more. I do think I think I prefer Kvostov more. Am I putting Kvostov in S tier though? Is the question. Because if I put Kvostov in S tier, I think Necro could reasonably be like a B plus A minus. Because Kvostov, as I remember it, that weapon was cooking. That thing was cooking. Okay? It was going crazy style. 23,863 kills on mine. It was cooking. It was cooking. What is the catalyst? I have not unlocked the catalyst. It's attrition. It's attrition orbs. What are we doing? Necrochasm does have one for Thrall though. But I do like Necrochasm. I do like Necrochasm. It just kind of, I would say, I want to say that it kind of falls off, but like one for Thrall helps it in more endgame stuff. I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A. That might be selfish, but I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A. Navigator has to be viewed purely as a utility item. And for a while, when like grapple shenanigans were at their peak, I mean, this is obviously S tier weapon. Nowadays, a lot of that tech I feel like is kind of dead. So now it's just kind of like, it's more of a support weapon with like the woven mail that you can give people. But I just haven't seen this tech used in a really long time. It's just like some hyper specific tech that I don't even feel like it's, I don't think you can put like a letter on it or a number or anything. It just is. So I think we'll leave it there, but it's used specifically for its tech. This is Wicked Implement. I know they gave it some love. It wasn't June 9th. Sorry, Dead Messenger's just in purgatory right now. Here, hang on. I think I tried this with like a, what was it, Rhymecoat Raiment Stasis Warlock? And like, it was fine. It was fine. Change color. There, gray for purgatory. It was fine, man. But like, what are we doing now? Overflows the magazine, it's got headstone. Whoop-de-frickin' do. Creates a stasis shard, causes targets to become slowed. It's just, it's like the most like 2022 gun. It's just outdated. I think it's just outdated. Like, why are you gonna use this over Agriceptor? You're not. Tessellation. This never got to the heights that I feel like I wanted it to get to. I think it's like a fun novelty kind of thing. If you want to make a build for it, someone in December will make a Tessellation updated build. I don't want to put it in garbage because I feel like it hits kind of hard. There's just like a lot of busy work with it, you know? It's just a lot of busy work. I go D, but I think a lot of people are gonna say probably Garbo. Buried Bloodline. This thing's awesome. Maybe not as awesome as it once was, but this thing pretty good, man. Buried Bloodline pretty good, but definitely not. I might go B. I might go high B. Not as awesome, just because we have more access to a lot of the things that this was supplying. So it's not a case of this getting worse. It's a case of a lot of other things coming up to its level. But this thing good. This thing good. It's good. Dragon's Breath. Give me the chomper. Brim, what do you think about Dragon's Breath? Oh, Brim doing his Dragon's Breath. If I have 1K with the Catalyst, am I using it over Dragon's Breath? Probably not. But if I don't have 1K with the Catalyst and have a Dragon's Breath's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid gun. Just gotta be careful because it's very easy to explode yourself, because it doesn't feel like a gun that would explode yourself. It doesn't have that quality, but it's very easy to shoot it and then forget that it can kill you. I would put it in B, but it's slightly specific use case. You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be real careful. You just gotta be so careful. Please be careful. At least with like 1K, when you shoot it and like an enemy walks in front of you for like half a second and one of the little beams tags it, you're like, oh, I'm dead. and you can maybe make a play to like try to get out of it. Dragon's Breath is so easy to just shoot, and then you're like, oh yeah, what was I doing? Pfft, dead. This thing, the suspend bow, where you make a giant trap on the ground. Is that Wish? It's Wish Keeper. Like, it's a toy. It's a toy, and this toy does not happen to have the things that a lot of people want to use with the toy. And guess what? The thing has not been seen since. And that's it. Ergo Sum. This thing's all over. There's like 40 different versions. The shittest version is garbage. The best version, you could probably put up an A. It depends. Which one do you have? You gotta rank every single one. I'm not ranking every single one. You can make a tier list off of Ergo Sum. I was done with Sword. I never got a good Ergo Sum. All the ones that people considered the best ones, I never got them. So I can't even review it because I never got this shit to drop. Never got it to drop. I think I just got like a Wolfpack one with like a shit frame. So I can't even review Ergo Sum because I never even got the good ones. I never got, what was it? Freaking Perfect Fifth Caster. Never got one. Never freaking dropped. Can't even do it. So someone else can make an Ergo Sum tier list. I'm kind of done with Sword Combat. No, I got Ergo Sum with Wolfpack, but like it's not a good one. And I've also never been asked to use it. Usually somebody else just kind of throws it on. And I'm like, cool, I guess I'll just throw on the Relentless Strikes Whirlwind. And someone else will do it because they got it on tap already. My favorite is the Perfect Fist Caster that you can put through the 6th cleanse. You're actually, it's just crazy how close you were with saying 6th cleanse because there's an exotic named 6th Coyote. Bam! Look. We're getting there. Euphony. Mephany? No. Euphony. This was like cool for like a few minutes. Now I don't even know. You guys are all over the place. It's a Threadling gun. It's a Threadling gun. Who does Threadlings good? Warlock. I saw the word Arc. That's a lie. I saw the word A and I just went to Arc. Warlock. Because Arc Warlock is good. Haven't seen it used in a minute. Bro, we've been at this for a while, man. I'm running out of brain juice. It's a bit of a commit. It's a commit to use this thing in a Threadling build. I'm using Luzaku's in the Threadling build. I think Luzaku mogs this. This is a gun for sustain. It's a sustained damage weapon. And if I'm using a sustained damage weapon, guess what? I think I'm using freaking Queenbreaker. Luzaku for ad clear encounters, U for boss. Swap Euphony and Queenbreaker. I'm gonna swap this up to probably the S tier. What's crazy is I don't really see this used. Despite this weapon being so insanely strong, I don't feel like I see it anymore. And I'm wondering if that's just everybody getting fatigued on it. But like, the Catalyst kind of brought some of its life back. Kvasov is cursed by being the same slot as Mint Retrograde. Yeah, but now there's like new rocket pulses, so you could use that in the other slot. But this is MVP fatigue. It's still really good, but it's everyone's so used to it being so good that they've moved on. But it's still really good. Microcosm. I think this is better than people are gonna give it credit for. But like, not a lot of people use it. Like, I feel like it's mainly a Titan weapon, but I like it. I like it as a gun. Why Titan weapon? Because I just feel like the other two classes are doing other shit on Prismatic. Like, this to me is just like, this is the gun that I used on the Witness when I was on Titan, because I didn't do jack shit otherwise. And then like Hunter's like golden gun, sniper, fucking this and that, and then my ass is just like Microcosm. I think it's good. I think it's a solid gun, but like it's not blowing people away. But like it's still like a good pick, you know. I mean, it's better than. I want to use it more than this stuff down here. Red Death. Go like here. I might go a little bit higher with Red Death. I don't know. People like being able to heal. They really love that. But I think it's in the middle. It's fine. But people like to be alive. If you're a primary solar weapon and you're not blowing things up, why am I using it? That's why it's in the C. Like, it's just fine. People like to be alive. There's a lot of people out there who love using things because they can just heal up and resto and blah, blah, blah. And they just like to be alive. Still hunt. Are non-hunters using still hunt? I don't think they are. But, like, for the people who are using it, like, it's kind of goated. It's like the setup that you're going to be using for eternity. That's it. If you're not on Hunter, obviously it doesn't go up here. But if you're on Hunter and you're doing sustained damage, you're using this specifically for the dungeon and raiding scene. Now, obviously, am I using still hunt in, you know, who gives a shit content? Probably not. This is a Lethanim. I don't give a shit about this gun. No, this is not ordered within the tier. No. I don't give a fuck about this gun. I don't care. I don't give a shit about a Lethanim, and I never did. Guess what? Enemies defeated 29, light level 10. I don't give a shit about a Lethanim. I don't care. Everybody else, I don't know. Probably middle. But, like, you're using this to do, like, speedrun stuff. And also, it's like an ammo generator. We make so many bricks of ammo nowadays. Like, you don't even need for that anymore. You just don't need it. Who cares? Ammo generator for famine. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, it's speedrunner. It's movement. It's like you're not using it for the gun itself. You're using it because you want to do a different thing. Barrow Dyad. It was like a single target monster for a sec. Now I don't have that much of an opinion on it. A lot of things around it got nerfed. I don't even know if I go B. I am kind of going C. Yeah, Heresy was popping. And then Peacekeeper, yeah. It's just Choir of One. This thing's good. This thing got nerfed and it's like still good. Oh, am I going S? I'm definitely going A. Am I going S? You know, with how much ammo you can get now, I think you gotta go S. I think you gotta go S tier, man. It just, you get so much ammo. I think my only thing would have been like, it was easier to run out of ammo, and it is easy to rip through it if you're not paying attention, but it's really good. It's way better than conditional. You pump the brakes. Period of the game where Outbreak wasn't S tier, maybe like way back. And if you wanted to make an argument for like right now after the super energy gains nerf, I would hear it. It might be the weakest it's ever been right now, and it's still really good. Cull's Shadow, not been out for a very long time. Featured it in a build video recently. I don't have that much experience on it. Are we rating it A because of how it works in a build? Are we rating it A because of what the weapon is itself? I'm more of a B guy, personally. More of a B guy. I think the build is fun, where you can get it to work. But Steve, I'm like you. I struggle to care that much about it. And it's definitely not a gun you just use willy-nilly. You need a build for it. With Hierarchy and still hunt in S tier because of the hunter builds. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm putting Culls in like A tier for the Warlock build. I think it's safe in B, and I would hear arguments for higher. And yes, I would not use this thing just by itself. You need to pair this with something. Fafnir is I think I fired this like twice, and I wasn't sure if I was using it properly. But it's a ranged debuff, which is nice to have whenever you can't have tractor, and at least someone else can like throw on a sniper or something. I think I'm also kind of like a B. I'm like a high B. I don't think not a lot of people use it in my groups. I think people were like trying it out when it first came out, and we have since stopped using it. Like, I just don't think we use it anymore. Or if we do, I just don't notice it through like the cacophony of other shit that's like surrounding the boss. But it's like, I accept that, you know, for any long range combat where you want a debuff where it's not practical to throw a debuff with tractor on, it's nice. Is average, like, okay, let me put it this way. Is average person just throwing on Divinity, or are they trying to put on Fafnir? I think the average person is just going to throw on Divinity for most cases. Because they're already familiar with how Divinity works. And Fafnir is like new and different and weird. But like everybody knows Divinity. So I think more people are going to put on Div. Average person doesn't have Divinity. I would give you that. It's far easier to get this than Divinity. But I'd say the average person going into raid content probably has someone in that group that has Divinity. Finalities. Finalities Augurs. Started weak. Because I remember testing this thing. Started weak. Much, much better now. Much better. Do we push it into S? Do we push it into S? I'm not sure we push it into S. I do think we put it in A. Because it is much better. I mean, one of the biggest changes they made was making it so the laser, where you told where to shoot the enemy, lined up with like how much it got boosted for damage. So you didn't have to like refresh it at like a weird time. I think it's going A. Because it is Anarchy adjacent. And Anarchy did get some juice. So I'm going A. I'm going A with it. It's nice. It's nice to have. Heirloom. I thought Heirloom was kind of cheeks at the time when it first came out. I think it's gotten a bit more love recently. I still don't know if I'm bringing it up. I remember seeing some Reddit post that was like, oh, Heirloom can do like some of the most craziest DPS of all time if you have like 9 different conditions that happen to line up at the same time and you're in the shooting range. I'm like, okay, I need practical uses. And especially now with like all the hierarchy stuff, I think people are just going to default to hierarchy. Although getting hierarchy, catalyst, all that kind of stuff might be a little annoying for some people. I am here. I'm here with it. With Quiver shenanigans like A, S tier. I would give you B at the most, but I don't have any reps on it, so I couldn't confirm it myself. I haven't seen it with my special eyes. Icebreaker. Icebreaker, I feel like, has been used more as an accessory than like an actual gun, but by virtue of the fact that it can just get like so much free ammo, and it hits nicely, and it is that nice accessory, and it can do like respectable damage. Oh Jesus! I think its floor is B. B is the floor. I'm willing to hear like low A. And in certain builds, I do think it's up there. But we were talking about this earlier about, someone asked, hey, do you need Icebreaker for the Stasis Titan build? And the answer is no. Because the Stasis Titan build is creating stasis crystals and then exploding them and then collecting all the shards. And how you choose to explode them is up to you. Obviously, Icebreaker is awesome for that. And shooting frozen targets is awesome. But you don't technically need it. I would leave it at A because it is pretty versatile. And it does respectable damage. And it does a lot of things that people really enjoy. You gonna jump off me? Okay, I'm gonna be really honest. I never even shot this gun. This is the primary primary ammo trace rifle. So I'm basing this off of vibes and what I've heard. It's middle, purely vibe based, and kind of feels like Arc Warlock shenaniganery. As someone who likes trace rifles, it's the most unfun trace rifle to shoot. I'm gonna leave it here and just move on. No Land Beyond. God, what to make of this thing? I don't know. I'm B. I'm kind of B. There's a lot of good legendary snipers out there. You got the refurb as well, which I feel like, is doing a decent amount of the work. I am going B. I'm seeing way more people just using refurb over No Land Beyond. And I think refurb is just getting the job done. New Malpenis. I used it for a little bit in Epic Desert Perpetual because I just needed something from range. It was a little more consistent. I think I'm kind of like a C. In most pieces of content, a regular rocket pulse is going to serve you just fine. But like it's my memory of it is pre-update, and there's some conversation happening that post-update it is maybe not as good as it once was. I'm gonna just leave it there. Explanation why Polaris is garbage is a great anti-barrier option. Yeah, but like there's like 40,000 good anti-barrier options. That is no longer a reason that we would rate a weapon high anymore. Praxic Blood Day. It's really good. it's really good. It's really, really, really good. Yeah. I used it for a bit. I'm just not a big sword enjoyer, but like, it speaks for itself. It's good. It's really good. It's super efficient. It's doing a ton of blocking. It's got a ton of customization. It's just good. It's just really freaking good. Get one. Luzaku's. Not something that I'd be just running on its own. It's kind of like a warlock weapon. Do I think it's an A tier weapon? I don't think it's A tier. I think it's a B. I think it's a B. But I do really like it. But like it itself as a gun, it's like it's a support frame gun, and support frame guns are like a click less than a regular gun just because they're a support frame gun. They're a little weird. And it is pretty much a warlock exclusive gun. Like other classes can use it, but you're just not going to. So other classes, this is much lower. Slayer's Fang. I liked this in as far as the realm of like exotic shotguns. I thought it was pretty good. You guys are going A. It's a mix between A and C right now. I was not expecting this many A's. I just remember it kind of being whelmed by it. I just thought it was like fine. I don't know if I'm going up to B. I would go like low B. It was fine, but I haven't picked it back up in a while, and I'm not going to. But you guys are divided. You guys are very divided. Slowly reloads itself while buff is active. I'm still keeping it B. I think it's fine. I think it's just fine. Third iteration. What the hell happened to this thing, man? What the hell happened to third iteration? I don't even know. I like this. It just was there, and then all of a sudden it was gone. It was there as quickly as it left. Oh, it was glitched. That's right. Still okay with not needed now. I haven't seen this thing in forever. I want to spam it for the Mythic campaign. Yeah. I legitimately don't know where to put it. Legit don't know. Yeah, 400 kills on it. I think I'm pretty sure I did a review of it. I'm not touching it. It doesn't even matter. I'm not touching the thing anymore. Graviton Spike. I liked using Graviton Spike. I don't think it's garbage, but I don't know really where I'm going to put it. I feel like I'm kind of C on it. Although, I did not finish getting all the catalysts for it. Oh, wait, this is Turncoat? Is this Turncoat or Graviton? Because they forgot Graviton. If this is Turncoat... Next question. Yeah, this gun is insane. This gun's insane, and you're going to combine it with a Void Artifact. This thing can have like 90% uptime. This gun's crazy. This gun is insane. It's insane. Absolutely insane. No reason not to use it if you're on Void. It's crazy. Whirling Ovation, they made it a little bit better. I think it's a neat little novelty. I don't know if I'm going higher than C. It's not Cheeks. It's definitely not Cheeks, for sure. But I think, first of all, you need to do Desert Perpetual. And not a lot of people run Desert Perpetual. So to even get the gun in the first place is really hard for a lot of people. And most people won't even get it. And then you have to build out for it. And I don't know if many people are going to do that as well. So I'm okay with putting it in C for those reasons. And then Wolfsbane. Man, the places where it's good, it's really good. And you can build for this thing to be like... this is the go-to weapon for like any sort of melee-based solo dungeon stuff. But then also, just generally speaking, it's good. I don't know if I'm putting it into S. I want to put it A. I would hear arguments for S. It's not the most fun weapon to use. I will say that. It's a lot of just mashing. I think it's good in A. I think it's a strong weapon. And it's definitely my go-to for any sort of that dungeon stuff, the melee bosses in the dungeon, Equilibrium, right? It cooked the hell out of Equilibrium. And it's good in a lot of other places as well. I don't know if I'm going S. There's a lot of exotics. Why is Sunshot that high in A, though? It's inferior to Burning Ambition, Incandescent, on legendary hand cannon like Zally's. I think people would argue that it's not. I also don't love Burning Ambition and Incandescent at the same time on a weapon. I think you should be specializing those perks. That might be a hot take, but I think you shouldn't have both on at the same time. I prefer Incandescent to Burning Ambition. I actually don't even really like Burning Ambition that much. Oh yeah, Graviton Spike, they just didn't give us Graviton Spike. It's not even in the list. And I thought Graviton Spike was, like, fine. I enjoyed using it, but, like, I think some people might get turned off by it because of all the switching back and forth. Bro, I put Ruinous Effigy high up. Everyone was like, Ruinous Effigy dog shit. Ruinous Effigy bad. Bro, I broke the mold, man. I broke new ground putting it up here, man. I put my life on the line.